Hello everyone, welcome to Complete Angular tutorial series. Hope you are all having a wonderful journey towards Angular and let's know about something interesting in this session. Let's start. In the very previous video, we have learned architecture of Angular and the use of metadata and decorators. In this video, we focus on how an Angular application will build, execute and run. And we will also discuss about what is bootstrapping in Angular. In our app module, there are some imports. Let us have a look on them. Browsers module, which is imported from Angular Platform Browser Library. Browser module provides services that are essential to launch and run a browser application. ng module, which is the decorator imported from Angular core library to make a class as module. Let's leave app routing module for now. We go deep into this on routing session. App component. We know that any file created in application other than modules should be declared in module. Angular will not scan all the files in the application, hence every file should be registered in modules. So our app component is imported into app module and this is the path of app component. So now let's see how our application runs and what's happening behind the scenes. We all know that the view we see in the browser is an HTML file. So we search for how many HTML files we have in our application. Here is the one, app-component.html, and the next one is index.html. Let's run our application using command ng-serve. It's compiling. And we have our development server running at localhost 4200. Let's open this link directly by holding Ctrl and click. This is our application running. We see a text like hi here in the browser. And which HTML file is rendered here? Let's check now in our code. In index.html file, we have no text like hi. In our app component.html, yes, here it is, hi. So we conclude that the page rendered in our application is app-component.html. Did we mean index.html is useless? Then what is the use of index.html? Basically, a web application needs a starting point which tells from which page the application is being rendered. Simply says starting page for our application. In Angular, the first page which loads usually is index.html. Yes, it's index.html. How can we say that the starting point is index.html? We should not blindly say that, right? Initially, we need to set starting point for our application. We can find it in configuration files of Angular. Let's open angular.json file, which is the configuration file for Angular. We find here index attribute set to the path of index.html file. It is under architect, build, options. So application starts from index.html. Let's open index.html. There are no JavaScript files, no style sheets, nothing. Script files are used in index.html by using script tags generally. There are no files used in index.html. Just we have approved tag in body of this file. We already know that the HTML file can have JavaScript files and style sheets. But here in this index.html file, we have nothing like that. Before, when we open our application in the browser, we have seen text hi, which is in app-component.html. But we are saying that the starting page of our application is index.html. Then how it is happening? What's there behind, which is calling app-component.html from index.html? Let's see this. We have dist folder here. We know that this dist folder is created when we build our application using ng-build command. We used ng-build command in previous video, so this dist folder is created. We are using ng-serve and ng-build commands, both of the commands frequently for building, right? Then what is the difference between them? ng-serve build our application but does not save the compiled application to the disk. it saves it in memory and starts development server. We are saying compiled files here. What are those compiled files? Our TypeScript files, HTML and CSS style sheets file, and all other TypeScript code is compiled and generated few files called bundle, which is downloaded from browser and entered in browser itself. But ngbuild command is not like ngserve. It builds our application and also copies compiled output files into the dist folder. Now let's delete this dist folder. Deleted. Let's serve our application using ngserve command. Otherwise, we can use npm start command, which is a command from npm. npm start command finally calls Angular CLI's ngserve command itself. We can see it here. It's compiling. No dist folder is created. Now let's stop our application using Ctrl+C and let's build our application using ngbuild command. It's building. You can see here now it created a dist folder. Open that folder. You can find all the compiled code here like index.html file, script files and CSS files. If you ask how output files are going to store in dist folder itself, but why not other? There is only one answer. Whatever related to Angular, you can find it in configuration file of Angular, angular.json file. If we see here, the output path attribute, this shows where our build output files are stored. This output path attribute is having the path towards dist folder. From the dist folder, open index.html, which is the starting page in our application. In index.html, we can see few script files. If we open our normal index.html from code, there are nothing. But in index.html file of dist folder, we have some script files. Let's format this for understanding. These script files are included by the compiler. We have runtime, polyfills, styles, window and main. All these files have two versions. One is ES5 and the other one is ES 2015. ES stands for ECMAScript, which is the standard for JavaScript. Angular uses ES 2015 standard generally. Generally, ES 2015 is also known as ES6, ECMAScript 6. Modern browsers support ES6, but old browsers does not. I have seen in our previous video while discussing about created files in Angular while creating a project. There we saw about polyfills.ts file. Different browsers have different levels of support of the web. So polyfills will help to normalize those differences. So we can say that the Angular creates polyfills file for different types of web support. We have new feature in Angular called conditional polyfill loading. This feature loads the files based on web or browser support. Here in the script text, we have no module attribute. If we observe, the attribute is only on ES5 scripts. It means that it tells the modern browser to ignore this script and do not load it because modern browsers support ES6. Hence, finally, ES5 scripts are not loaded in the modern browsers and the remaining scripts which are of ES 2015 are loaded. Here, runtime script, it is Webpack runtime file, polyfills.js, polyfill scripts for supporting the variety of the latest modern browsers, styles.js. This file contains the global style rules bundled as JavaScript file, vendor.js. It contains the script from the Angular core library and any other third-party library, main.js. This contains the complete core of the application. And one more thing to note down is the configuration file for Angular is angular.json from Angular 6 version. Until Angular 5, the configuration file for Angular is angular.cli.json. The script files in index.html is added by Webpack, which is a module loader. We know that module loader creates one complete big file including and merging all the other HTML, script, and CSS files. The Webpack traverses through our application looking for JavaScript and other files and merges all of them into one or more bundles. In our example application, it has created 5 files. We know that index.html is the first page to load. So, when index.html file is loaded, all the core libraries, third-party libraries are also loaded because those scripts are in index.html file itself. These libraries are in vendor.js script bundle. Now, starting point of our application, index.html file is loaded. Now it's time to tell our Angular the entry point for our application. We can find entry point of our application in main attribute under angular.json file. We have our main.ts file set to entry point of our application. Open main.ts file. There is an import platform browser dynamic module from the library Angular platform browser dynamic. Platform browser dynamic is the module which is responsible for loading the Angular application in the desktop browser. We can load our application in a desktop browser or in a mobile device with Ionic or native script. If we are using the native script, then we will be using platform native script dynamic from native script Angular platform library instead of platform browser dynamic. And we use platform native script dynamic here too. We imported app module, which is the root module of our application. Every application in Angular must have one module. So Angular by default creates one for us and its app module. Here app module is bootstrapped using bootstrap module method. What this method do? It takes a module as a parameter and makes this module to load first when application starts. So our app module is loaded by bootstrapping in main.ts file. Then let's open app module. Any module by default should have at least one component, and this component is called as the root component for that module. Note these words. That component is the root component of that particular module only. If we have multiple modules, then each module have its own root component. In our app module, we have app component as the root component. When any module is loaded, then that module's root component is loaded first. As of now, we loaded application starting point index.html file and entry point for our application main.ts file. In main.ts file, we bootstrapped our app module. Now, next step is loading of component. How can we say a component should load first if this module is loaded? We saw while loading app module, we bootstrapped app module in main.ts file. Generally, what is bootstrapping? When we switch on our computer, we say that our computer is bootstrapping. It means a bootstrap is a program that initializes the operating system during startup. When we switch on our computer, a bootstrap program is called, which load all the initial data. Similarly, here we added app module for bootstrapping. What does it mean? We are saying to that when our application starts, initially load app module. In any module, how can we say that if this module is loaded, this is the component to load first? We have bootstrap array in ng module decorator in app module. We add our root component here. So whenever this module is loaded, app component or any particular component of that module is loaded first. Bootstrap attribute is an array. So we can add multiple components here separated with commas. All the components listed in this array are loaded first when this module is loaded. There are multiple attributes we are having besides this bootstrapping array attribute in ng module decorator. Why should we use these attributes in this ng module decorator? We know decorators are used to add new metadata about the class. So each decorator is having its own properties to make Angular easy to understand about the class. Simply speaking, properties inside a decorator are taken by Angular and use those properties for that file. Each property has its own use. Like we used bootstrap property to load initial component, Declarations array is used to declare the components, directives and pipes which are used in this module. So if you want to use any component, directive or pipe, etc., first you should declare in this declarations array. We have only one component in our application, that is app component. So we declared app component in the declarations array. Imports. We need to list all the external modules required, such as routing module, including other Angular modules like browsers module that is used by this Angular module. We need to add them in this imports array. Providers array is used to provide services. If you want to use a service in this module, you should add it in providers array. And there are two more properties called exports and entry components. We will discuss them when the time comes. Angular reads metadata, and in metadata we are saying to load app component first, and it loads the app component. So now let's go to app component. Finally we are at app component, which is the root component of the app module. This component is decorated with add component decorator. Add component class decorator provides the metadata about the class to the Angular. It has three properties basically. They are selector, template URL and style URLs. Selector property, as the name suggests, we can select or call this component using this selector. Here it is the app root. If we see in our index.html, we are calling app component using its selector app root. Now the second property, template URL. If we clearly focus on the property name, template URL, it states that it is the template of this component. It is the view for this component, and URL here represents that we should give the path of the template file. So the path of the template file is appcomponent.html is given here. Styles URLs. It is used to style our component. It is also same like template URL, that we should give the path of the CSS file we use in this component. Let's run our app and open in browser. It's running. Open the developer tools by clicking F12 or right click on the mouse and go to inspect. In the elements tab, we can find our HTML code. We can see that initially we have our index.html file with the generated scripts and our project name, etc. Then our app component is called from the body. If we open this, we have hi with h1 tag. It is the code of our app component. So we are calling our app component from index.html using app component selector called app root. So here in this place, app component is rendered. There may be one more question which rises now. We are calling app component using its selector app root from index.html file, right? Then why should we bootstrap our app module in main.ts, and why should we bootstrap our app component in app module? Since we are directly calling app component from index.html, then what is the use of registering app module and app component in our application? It's a good question, right? Basically, Angular does not know about any of your files until and unless you mention them or register them. In main.ts file, we are informing Angular that, hey, in our application, there is a module called app module. Please remember this module and load this module when our application starts. In the same way, we are telling Angular that there is a component called app component in app module. So please load this component initially when app module is loaded. Similarly, we are saying to Angular that this is the index.html is the starting point of our application and main.ts is the entry point of our application by mentioning them in angular.json file. We informed Angular about app module and app component. Now Angular knows about app module, app component, and what is the selector of app component. Now if app component is loaded from index.html, Angular already knows that it is the selector of app component and it renders app component there. If we do not inform Angular about app module or app component, it does not know about them at all. So it doesn't know the selector of app component too. and when we run our application it raises an error. So this is how our Angular application works and runs behind the scenes. It's interesting, right? I think we have gained a lot in this video, and let's know deeper during this session. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.